Hello, friends. Welcome back to Justin and Sam. Except today it's going to be Justin and other Justin because we have a very special guest. Do you want to introduce
Um,
yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Sam. Just kidding. No. I'm Justin. I'm Justin.
Other
Some people
Justin.
call me Justin 1.0 because Justin's
Yes,
better.
I'm Justin
Uh,
2.0.
yeah. Let's see. My name is Justin. I'm going to be attending UC San Diego as a human bio major of the class of 24. Um, I met Justin 7 years ago. I think, right,
Yeah, it's
in
been
sixth
a
grade.
long time. It
I know.
was like since sixth grade, right?
In
Yeah.
sixth grade, yeah, at school. So, I mean, I knew who you were beforehand, and your reputation for being really smart. And I like bumped into you playing handball or stuff like that. But you were really
It
shy,
was kind of hard.
so
I was shy. I
yeah,
still am pretty shy,
I
but
know.
all
But I mean, I was like, all right, cool, quiet, shy kid, because I kind of fit that same stereotype. I was that one kid that sat alone.
but like
But
you were like more like not like outgoing, but less socially awkward. I would
I
say.
mean, maybe. But for me, it wasn't so much that like I didn't want to reach out to people. It was more like I didn't
It's
really
like wow.
care about them. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, so yeah, you were singing or humming the Brawl theme, and then I
All
was like,
right.
hey,
Yeah. So me and Justin have actually known each other for quite a while now. And today he was nice enough to come on our channel to talk a bit about fitness.
fitness.
Yeah. So I guess before we start, do you want to I guess tell us a bit about your qualifications? I don't know. It sounds kind of like official, but
Yeah,
just
sure.
tell us why you're here, I guess.
Let's see. I've been involved in fitness for the past 4 years or so, more or less, and have been personal training for about 2 years. That's influenced my decision to study human bio at UCSD, as I previously mentioned. Um, yeah, I mean,
You're
fitness
a
is
comp
a
sci
huge.
first, right?
I was comp sci first,
And then you
yeah.
switched to bio. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, that is commitment. Yeah. So what's the hardest exercise I guess that you can do?
Let's see. I train weighted calisthenics, so I do weighted pull-ups, weighted dips, weighted push-ups, and then I do a bunch of weight training, so like squats, deadlifts, things like that. A bunch of compound movements. I also train skills, so and you know what a front lever is. I train those, iron cross, planches, one arm pull-ups, stuff like that. There's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you said that you started like 2 years ago?
I
That
started
was
personal training two
personal
years
training.
ago.
How
Yeah.
about just in general?
In general, fitness for the past about 4 years.
So high
I
school?
mean, I can talk about why I got into
Yeah,
fitness and
sure.
things like
Why?
that if you want.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I've been always kind of an active kid. I did martial arts when I was younger. I've been playing tennis for 7, 8 years or so. But we actually both had a PE coach in eighth grade who made me realize, at least, how enjoyable actually focusing on fitness was. I mean, you
Mm,
can attest to this. He'd grill us so hard.
you was hard.
But um, calisthenics specifically started for me when I started watching American Ninja Warrior on TV. This was back in middle school. Yeah.
That's a fun show.
So
It's such a fun show, right?
yeah, and I wanted to compete on it.
Yeah.
So that in tandem with that PE coach made me start wanting to get stronger.
Mm.
And at first I couldn't even do a pull up. But I practiced every day and I finally got one. It'd be super casual for a while in junior high. I would do pull up every now and then. And then starting high school, I got really into it. I did weightlifting class. I started calisthenics really seriously, and I started putting together my own programs, managing nutrition, recovery, things like that. And then, as I mentioned, I got into personal training as well.
Yeah. And it's cool because I've known you for a long time, and so I was kind of there with you as you started that journey. So I've seen you grow, and it's really cool. So good job again.
Thank you, thank
um,
you.
I would say that many people want to have those results that you have, but they aren't willing to, I guess, put in the effort to do so. So, what would be the best way for a beginner to start fitness and taking that more seriously?
Yeah. Honestly, that kind of depends on your goals. So do you want to put on some muscle for the summer? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to be able to functionally and reliably use your body? Do you want to maybe play better at a sport? Or do you just want to
Mm,
generally be healthy? So a good way to approach it is to find an activity that you're interested in or two, and work really hard at it. So from there, you can kind of choose supplementary training to help you and your performance, I suppose, in whatever activity that you're involved in. I think anyone in general, I mean, you included, and everyone who is living on planet Earth can kind of benefit from resistance training, no matter what that might be. But
mm,
it's a lot more beneficial when you know that you're actually working towards something to become a better tennis player, weightlifter, soccer player, things like that.
right. So you said that the first step is to like identify a goal, right?
Yeah, the most important thing is to set
Right.
goals. Yeah.
So how do you go about finding that goal? So like I guess like for me, right? Like what would I do, to best like suit my needs?
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So for you, I mean, if you were still in high school and playing soccer, we would do a lot of leg focus exercises, a lot of explosive work,
Mm,
but also keep your cardiovascular health up because you need a lot of endurance to play soccer, at least efficiently. Especially if you're in one of the positions that requires you to move a lot of the field. Yeah. so, so that would be kind of a general approach to that. A lot of core strength and even some upper body strength when you want to like check your opponent.
mm.
Because they can, I mean, you can get pretty aggressive in there.
So
So
like
I mean,
oh sorry.
no, go ahead.
You sure? Okay.
Yep.
So like what was your goal when you began?
My initial goal was to get better at American Ninja Warrior, and kind of build up the strength necessary to compete. So that's why I did a lot of body weight training, is because you need to be able to master your body when you compete on that show. A lot of grip strength, a lot of just general upper body strength, and then balance and mobility and things like that. So
Is that the end goal to like compete on the show?
that is one of my goals. Yes. Some of you might know this, some of you might not, and Justin definitely does. But I also play tennis pretty competitively. I mean, I had to make a pretty big decision like halfway through high school if I wanted to actually play for college and schools like that. I had a bunch of people reach out to me and were like, "Hey, we want you to play," and I was like, "I want to go to school, not play tennis."
Right.
So that was a big decision for me, and actually
That's
that was one of my goals, I suppose, for fitness as well, was to improve my tennis game.
mm. I think we're all, or for me at least, I am wondering how long or how much time exactly do you spend on your body, working out, doing whatever is needed to keep yourself in shape.
That also depends on your goals. I mean, I can walk you through how I make a regular workout routine for someone, something like that, just to give you a general idea of what that might look like. Um, Again, it is goal oriented, so I'll just give an example. I was a personal trainer for a girl who was an equestrian, so she did competitive horseback riding. Um,
Ooh, okay.
yeah, so it was really interesting. I'm not too familiar with the whole horse riding scene and stuff like that, but we worked a lot on her legs, definitely, and a lot on the stabilizing core muscles so that she could handle more impact and generally feel more secure on her horse. Um, but we did a push pull leg split, so means um, you train push one day, so pushing movements, pulling movements another day, and then your legs another day. And we were only training 3 times a week because the other
Okay.
days in the week she would be riding. So
Oh,
for
so
her,
that
I mean, it's
that
important to
works.
actually get practice, right?
Right. Okay. I
Yeah.
see. So
So
like it depends on
it
your
does
need.
depend, yeah. And that was a little bit more of an obscure experience just because, I mean, due to the
Horseback, right?
nature of her activity. Right.
Yeah.
But I felt like it would be a good example to share so you could get the general idea of what it might look like.
Well, like for you personally, like
For
how
me,
much time do you spend?
so currently I have an upper lower body split. I spend 6 days a week with one rest day. I'm in the middle of a strength
Wow.
block, so that means that I'm trying to increase my numbers on weighted calisthenics and traditional lifts like squat and stuff like that. This lasts 8 weeks, and then I'll go into a 4-week skill program. So the stuff I mentioned earlier, like front lever and planche and iron cross. So those are like calisthenics and gymnastic skills. Um,
I'm gonna guess an hour and a half a day, probably.
yeah, that's actually exactly what I do about a day. Yeah,
Yes.
nice. Typically, they last about an hour and a half.
You've mentioned calisthenics quite a few times in this interview.
I have.
Um, to the people who don't know what that is, can you briefly explain that?
I can, yeah. So calisthenics is using your body and manipulating your body in certain ways to as kind of a form of resistance training. So typical traditional resistance training involves free weights or dumbbell or barbell, but calisthenics is more your body. So think push-ups, pull-ups, dips, squats, anything that you recruit more than one muscle in your body and you are using pretty much just your body. You can obviously add weights to yourself. Um,
So, like, you can do it anywhere basically, right?
you can pretty much do it anywhere. Yeah.
So there's no excuse to, like, not do it for a day?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, hmm, I guess what are some good resources for
Mm.
newbies to, I guess, start with their fitness journey?
Off the top of my head, I can think of a really good one that's kind of more biomechanics. His name is Jeff Cavalier. He goes by Athlean X on YouTube.
I've actually heard of him.
There's a lot of
I
controversy
think I
surrounding him
watched
right
him too.
now.
I did some workouts from him.
Yeah. So he not that's Thenix you're thinking of.
Sorry?
That's Thenix you're thinking of, Chris Heria.
No, the other guy.
Oh,
He's like
Athlean X, really?
he's like really buff, right?
He's pretty buff, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like
I
40
think
something, I think.
huh?
I think he's 40 something.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's impressive.
he's older, but I mean, he provides really good information. He has I'm not sure what his education level is, but he is very knowledgeable about the body. Another one would be Picture Fit if you're looking for more dietary things. He has really good informational videos on supplements, on your diet, on how to clean it up, on exercise frequency, things like that. Just generally good tips for people that are starting to work out. As far as calisthenics goes, we have Daniel Vadnal from Fitness FAQs. He is super thorough. I love him. He's awesome. Yeah,
It does seem like fitness in general is like more of a lifestyle than anything. Like consistency is key, right?
definitely.
But
Yep.
there are other aspects too that are involved with fitness, not just exercising. Like for example, like food, I guess, sleep. Can you touch a bit on that if possible?
Yeah. Um, as far as eating is concerned, I mean, that kind of also will depend on what your goals are. But as a general rule of thumb, I'd say be mindful more of how much you eat, of what, nor not so much. Um, I guess not so much what you eat, but it's more how much of what you eat.
Right.
Um, for me, I really like my sweets. You can attest to the matcha choco buns, but
Oh.
um, I mean, if a matcha choco bun wasn't in my life, I'd be so sad. But the key,
No,
the key is to
it's
have
so
healthy
good.
eating habits.
85.
85 degrees.
Yes. Yes.
Um, the key is to have healthy eating habits so that when you
Right.
deviate from the habits for a meal or two, you can get right back on track and not feel super guilty about eating like 6 slices of pizza or something.
Right.
Um, whatever that deviation looks like for you, obviously is dependent on you, your goals, and how serious you are. But be aware of the consequences if you do let yourself go down that path.
When was the last time you worked out?
About 30 minutes ago.
And how are you feeling?
I'm tired.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. But good job for
Thank you.
working out
Thank you.
and for coming on to this. Thank you again. Um,
Thank you for
about
having me.
yeah. Okay, so I think that's gonna be it for this video. We've definitely moved away from our academic related videos, but don't worry, once school starts, we will go back to the academic content once again. In the meanwhile, I hope you guys do enjoy this new stuff that we are doing and this mini interview that we just had. Thank you, Justin, again for your time and for sharing some good advice on
No
fitness in
problem.
general. Is there anything that you'd like to say?
I really hope that you guys are all inspired to go out and try finding something that's active, that you enjoy. If you guys ever need any help regarding fitness and stuff, always do your research. Like online resources are amazing. Don't be afraid to hire a coach. You can actually hire me if you want. You can find me on Instagram at justmore.fit. Check that
Link
out.
in bio. What? No, link in description. I'm sorry. I said bio.
um, yeah,
What?
I offer really affordable personal training. I'm more catered to students because that's kind of my age demographic. I understand how students schedule. I understand their goals most of the time. And I understand that it can be really expensive to find someone. So yeah, just DM me if you're interested. I think my email is also listed in there. Yeah, go subscribe to Justin and go follow their Instagram page. And
Thanks.
Sam, go give Sam some love too.
Yes.
Sam's not
Go.
here.
Yes. All right. Well, thanks again. Yeah. All right, guys. See you guys.